don't have clue or knowledge about it, it might create something bad. So today I'm Paul, and I'm hosting two nutritionists with me, Derek Buzolela from Wetochas, Kenya, and Dara Malon from Wetochas, Kenya. So today we want to deliberate upon something called hypertension. So maybe we talk a bit about it. We know what hypertension is. We are going to get a bit of the risk factors that we can know, and they're going to explain. They also tell us on how we can control it, and maybe types of food that you can also get in touch with, and types of food that you should not be getting in touch with, and which kind of things that may lead to hypertension.
Okay, before we begin on what kind of things which cause hypertension, we are looking at the numbers when you are getting your blood pressure. So the first thing is that we are looking at asystolic, that is the top number, because the blood pressure is given with a top number and a bottom number like a fraction, which the asystolic is between 120 to 129. There we are noticing that you have an elevated blood pressure and you should be careful. The next stage, now we have blood pressure, hypertension stage 1 is when your systolic is between 130 to 139 and a diastolic of 80 to 89. And now the stage which is like stage 2 and it's very critical is 140/90. That's what we are looking at.
So which fraction is alarming?
The alarming one is 140/90.
140/90.
Yes.
So when somebody, so we are being told that when somebody is 140/90, the fraction 140/90, that person should seek advice and should know more about hypertension and should get medical attention.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. We are still on, and we are going to get to know so many things about hypertension, and we've just realized that one of the risks we've been told is the high blood pressure that affects people that much. So maybe I think it's not only one risk that we have through hypertension. There are so many.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us variety of the risk maybe that when somebody has hypertension.
Okay, so we are looking at, if I may ask, we are looking at what are the effects of having high blood hypertension, or we are looking what causes hypertension. Can you clarify the question?
Okay, we are talking about hypertension.
Yes.
Hypertension, we've realized that one of the risks that hypertension is kind of a bold log, and there are so many simple things behind it. When somebody has hypertension, this person might suffer from different things. That one of them, we just say that hypertension is the elevated blood pressure. So my question is there other things that somebody can suffer from when this person has hypertension?
Yes, of course. The first one is vision. Your vision is blood, because when the blood pressure is high, you see the vessels, the blood vessels are strained. So of course the eyesight will be messed. You will see blood vision. Another thing is we find that there's a damage to the blood vessels. Of course the pressure is put on the walls of the arteries, so the vessels are most likely to be damaged.
Can this also act, or we can also say that they are kind of the symptoms that when somebody experiences, somebody should go for hypertension checkup?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Maybe something else.
Maybe also there is the last stage is maybe can lead to stroke, can lead to heart condition.
Okay, so my viewer, you are being told when you're experiencing such kind of symptoms, just have yourself checked, and you being checked, there is no harm. You're not saying that you are sick. Even when you're going to the hospital, you have a spirit of you being normal, you being sick. It's something normal, but remember, when checked, you will be sure of who you are. We are still on, and now what you're going to ask, now you've known, you're okay, you are sick. And if you are sick, you have the hypertension, maybe there's a way you should carry yourself around. There are things that you should indulge with, and there are things that you should not be doing. Especially when you're talking about the types of food. I think maybe being that they are nutritionists and they know more about food, you can also advise our viewers on types of food that they should be close to, and the types of food that they should not be close to, types of how they should be carrying themselves around the kitchen. Maybe I start with Mr. Lela.
Yes. So those are. So let's say we need to. It's like a lifestyle approach. So it's not just about the nutrition just one fraction, but just to make all of it is we need to check from your diet. We need to check your lifestyle. In terms of you're taking alcohol, you need to avoid or limit alcohol intake. You need to quit if it's smoking. You need to quit smoking. There are others like taking a lot of salt. Yes, as in, salt. As in the major component is sodium, and the sodium, when it's a lot in your system, leads to blood pressure.
What can you say about alcohol? What is the effect of alcohol majorly to hypertension? So that means that somebody should avoid alcohol or maybe limit the intake. Maybe our viewers should know more about this. We are the likes of people that say that alcohol is part of us. And now we are being told that when you are suffering from this, you should limit the intake. And if good, you should quit. Is that true? Yes. If you can't quit, please limit. But we are getting to know now from Adala why should we limit or why should we quit.
Okay, we are looking at alcohol from the point of it distorts your metabolism and also other body functions. Once you are taking alcohol, everything is impaired in your body. Sadly, my friends and people, the blood pressure may be really elevated at that time because as you see, alcohol is absorbed directly into the body. It does not go to the digestive system. So it's absorbed through the walls. Once it goes in, it interferes with everything. That's why we encourage you. We avoid alcohol and any other hard drugs. And also drugs like looking at cigarettes in terms of the nicotine it contains. Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about lifestyle, and we've majorly dwelled about food and about drinks. We've talked about things that we take in. Now, but what about the physical lifestyle? What can you say about a person who has hypertension with physical, maybe lifestyle? Should this person be just at home? Should this person be a bit active? Which kind of lifestyle in terms of being a physical person should live?
Yes, for the lifestyle, we talked about the drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, reducing the salts in your food, and now there's also weight. You see weight, so mostly in the mid, like it's called the midsection. Yes, so we need to cut it down. Yeah, because we have once you have maybe like the inches. If you have like for men it's around 40 inches, and for women it's around 35. You know that's sorry, that one is one risk factor or one red flag. So what you need to work out. You just have normal like 3 days a week. Do some simple cardio. You can do a bit of strength so that at least you keep active and also as you cut on the weight.
Okay, thank you so much. And this is a person that is not normal like other people. How can we take this person around? Maybe we've said that one of the things that you control is weight, and that means that person should watch the general lifestyle, including there's something coming in, activeness. Activeness means the exercise. Maybe you do a bit of exercise once in a while. Now, the term hypertension, the term high blood pressure, and exercise. How can you relate these two things? How can you advise the person taking this client through, or how can you advise this client to take it through?
Okay, once you have been diagnosed with hypertension, it's a multi-sectoral combination of things you are going to do, approaches you are going to take so that you manage your condition. The first one is, of course, is medication. The physician will prescribe for you some medication. Then the second on the line is diet, where you have to reduce the fat, you have to reduce the salt intake, limit or restrict completely alcohol and other nicotine protein containing drugs. We call them stimulants. Now there's also now the physical exercise. Yeah, physical exercise. Okay, I mean by workouts we mean we start slowly. Since you are hypertensive, already your blood pressure is high. And when you're working out, your blood pressure continues to go higher and higher as it increases. That's why when you're starting, you start on a very slow, like we do like low intensity workouts. Those ones that do not increase your heart rate rapidly. As your body is progressing to adjust and you move to the next level. So as your weight is going down, your intensity will also be increasing so that you also don't endanger yourself or end up getting even more worse than the way you are.
Okay, so I don't know whether I'm getting you guys right or I'm getting it wrong. What I think what I'm getting from them is that after being diagnosed, after being knowing who you are and going through medication and good diet, they are telling us we are different people and there is no direct program that you can say that now all people are suffering for hypertension should do this. But the thing is that it will depend on the results of diagnosis. Who you are, the kind of weight that you are carrying, how active you are, how unfit you are, and this will depend on the kind of a diet you'll be given, kind of drugs that you'll be taking, and how, at which rate will you be doing your exercise. Now, maybe before we wind up, there are so many ways through which maybe we ask, there are so many people back there, is it treatable, should we control it, and how, if it is treatable, what can we use to treat it? If it is being controlled, how can we control it?
Okay. So the first thing is that it's a condition which we manage. We don't say it's treatable, but we are able to manage it. By managing it means from the 4 solutions you have given, usually they are combined, the 4 of them, but we try to wean you off so that you remain with exercise and diet, which is lifestyle management, and that is what we advocate for.
Okay.
So you remove, we try to limit, so once as you're progressing, the medication, the dosage of the medication keeps on going down and down, and even at some point you may remove it completely. But exercise and proper diet have to be done throughout your lifetime. There's no way.
Okay, oh my God, my viewers, we are getting to know this, and this is my advice to those people who know themselves. Take time, be yourself, and be watchful all the time. Live a kind of a good lifestyle because you're just getting to know that it is not treatable, but once you have it, you control it. The first thing, when you're diagnosed positive, accept who you are, and controlling it will be very easy. Now, maybe one advice that you can give the public about those who are healthy, those who have been have gone through the test and they have realized that they are okay, and also to those who have been diagnosed, maybe they're still in denial, they're not doing anything about it, or maybe those who are on medication and going through all the processes to achieve.
Yes, as in for us, what we'll advise, maybe just look at the risk factors, factors that might lead to the hypertension. Then maybe work on them. Maybe we can just list the risk factors, then maybe you look at them and you look at your lifestyle, then maybe it's easier to know what you can control or what you can avoid. So maybe let's say like weight is, as once maybe you have weight, you have, so the weight, maybe we won't talk about the BMI or everything, as now we work with the midsection. Maybe if you are you're an adult man, or a lady. So if you are a man, if you have above 40 inches waistline, or if you are a lady above 35, yes, so that's one of the risk factors. So you need to work on that so that you reduce the weight. Then maybe number 2, maybe I just list like 3, then the rest, as my colleague Marlon will check. So we say about sodium. Yes, so once maybe you have a lot of sodium in your diet, where maybe you take, you add food, you add salt on the table, such stuff, or maybe you take too much snacks that are salt. Yes, and also maybe there are people who are suffering from, let's say, potassium, like deficiency. Yes, maybe as with the balance between potassium and sodium, so that maybe you have this, as well as maybe a balance. Then things like stress. Yeah, stress I know is it's hard maybe to control, but
Stress, huh?
just stress. Yes, as in it's one of the risk factors. But maybe what we can do on stress, just as we get a support group, and if maybe there is a way that maybe we can seek a professional guide, it's good. And also maybe if as in like say like maybe something that maybe we can avoid, like maybe if it's work, maybe try to get time off and relax and stuff. So maybe others.
Okay, we can take. Okay,
Maybe just a minute. Another point that we're getting from Mr. Lela is that there should be a balance between sodium and potassium. And now we are getting to know that there are a way through which we can always do more sodium unknowingly, and we are being told that there's a way we can avoid that. Now I think this platform is very important because it's getting you and letting you know ways through which you can balance sodium and potassium. Most people only always do think about sodium, and I think most people don't always look on the side of potassium. So maybe I think in our next clip, maybe we continue to talk more about sodium and potassium. So maybe you'll be able to know which food may be rich of potassium, or which type of things rich of potassium that maybe you take less or maybe you take more, that's not enabling you to balance the two. Now before we wind up, we are still checking at the risk, and I'm going to toss the ball to Adala maybe to explain more.
Okay, well, we are looking at a condition like metabolic condition like diabetes also leads to high blood pressure, and also we are looking at high visceral fat. Yes, so also leads to blood pressure. And on top of what Derek has said, there are other also mental disorders like bipolar, yes, depression, which may lead to elevated blood pressure, and such because you are looking at go to the psychiatrist, they will also prescribe some medication and whatever therapies on how to manage that so that the blood pressure goes back to normal. Also look at your family history. If you have a history like you see your grandfather or your father or your mother has blood pressure, there's a likelihood that you also develop. Once you have seen that, it's good to start the precautions early so that you don't wait till you start developing the symptoms, then you go for medication.
Oh my, we are getting also to know one very key important thing. Even if you are fit and you are living your life very well, something you have to know. Collect data from your back generations. Get to know if maybe one member of your family, father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, suffered from this. If they suffered from this, the probability of you being positive or negative is 50-50. Now is high time, after knowing this, if the risk is there in your family, then you take extreme precaution and if you know that you can get it or maybe you cannot get it, so you try to live a very good and nice positive life. Before I wind up, I want to tell you it's a very good platform. We are always on time to time, giving you guys and bringing whatever you should know about healthy life. Now, this is Weight Watchers platform. We have qualified nutritionists. You can visit us and you can follow us all through our platforms and get to know more. Nutritionist Derek, nutritionist Adala Malo. Thank you guys so much for watching us today. We hope to see you next time. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming today. Thank you so much and see you next time.
And remember to subscribe.
Yes, subscribe,
Yes.
like, turn on the notifications so that when we post a new video,
Share.
you see.
Be with them.
Yes.
Thanks so
Always
much.
stay there.
We love you.